In this moment of sheer panic and desperation, talk of a truce is irrelevant. Bloodied bodies clutter the floor of a temporary basement clinic in Douma. In this rebel stronghold outside Damascus, lifeless infants are checked for vital signs. On another table, a doctor tries to save another child who has lost his legs. The streets of Douma are littered with debris and shards of glass, making it difficult to reach those in need. Most of the victims were children and women at a market and a school. Activists say Syrian and Russian jets were targeting rebels who shelled Damascus from the area. This latest exchange of fire between rebels and the government comes as United Nations humanitarian chief Stephen O'Brien toured government-held areas, including Damascus and Homs. O'Brien is trying to assess the needs of millions of beleaguered Syrians. The UN has proposed a ceasefire deal that would allow humanitarian aid in and some civilians to leave. It's also hoping it'll lead to a nationwide truce. This follows a Saudi-sponsored initiative to unify the political opposition and hold direct talks with the regime. But the leader of one of the most prominent armed groups, Al-Nusra Front, is criticizing that proposal, saying Syria's government is no longer in charge.
The regime only controls 20% of Syria. The regime has lost the power. The army has turned into groups of factions. This is not an army. Now the armed groups have more weapons than the regime has.
The UN says at least 250,000 people have been killed since the start of the war in March 2011. And for the millions of Syrians living in this devastation, there appears to be no end in sight. Paul Chadurjian, Al Jazeera.